2 carols in the first 30 seconds? Also, carolers. Also, why don't we ever have a debate about the Addams Family being a Christmas movie? As we all know, if the incidental setting is Christmas, it therefore qualifies as a Christmas movie according to wrong people. I'm sending Frank here for staring straight into the camera and then bragging about it at every party for the rest of his life. Also, wouldn't you want to aim your voices at the house you are accosting with your festive cheer? How'd they fit this cauldron through the door behind them? Is this going to be one of those movies where nobody gets hurt, even though human bodies aren't designed to, I don't know, hold a cauldron with your bare hands? Also, is this a movie where maiming carolers with boiling liquid is no big deal? If so, maybe I should take a sin off. Nah, always add. 90 seconds of opening credits that do nothing for nobody. You know what made Thing great in the TV series? It just came out of boxes and we didn't see it running around making a fool of itself. There was a mystery involved to it. Now we just know it as a disembodied autonomous hand. It probably fell off the ghost formerly known as Nearly Handless Nick. The director said, let's have Wednesday try to shoot an apple out of Pugsley's mouth. It'll make them both look like assholes. Later in the movie, Pugsley will be willingly and happily electrocuted at the hands of his sister. Being tied up and shot with a crossbow is an act of sibling love, and his cries for help are completely out of character.
Look at her. I would die for her. I would kill for her.
I would stab her pupils with rays of light through cleverly placed mirrors.
Unhappy, darling?
Oh, yes.
Oh, so when they're unhappy, they're happy? That makes sense. When they make love, does Gomez purposely avoid the G-spot to make his wife climax?
Son.
What has the light source been this entire time if not the sun?
Last night you were unhinged. You frightened me. Do it again.
This sounds like an opposite type of thing, but this kind of consenting adult relationship exists everywhere. And I'm guessing Angelica Houston said this to Jack Nicholson all the time when they were together.
Thank you, Lurch.
When a family is presented as opposite and being different, I wonder how Wednesday learned politeness. Man, I remember the lyrics in the Addams Family theme song that mentioned they were creepy and kooky, but I don't remember the lyric that said they were just plain dicks. Probably didn't fit with the rhyme scheme. Make room for me, my gallophobic friends. I will never be the same after that disgusting serial displacement. When I look at this chessboard, I've got to ask, what kind of chess are they playing? This is what a chessboard would look like if you were playing on the Atari 2600 and you pulled the cartridge out with the power still on.
Romping with Gate.
Okay, so the gate is alive too. Whatever. But now I'm really wondering how those carolers got in earlier. Does this seem like the type of place that's welcoming for Christmas lovers?
Follow, beg.
No loans. I am not a bum.
Here we have a thief wanting to avoid becoming a bum. Do the moral math on that one. We're about to find out Tully's been to this house many times. So how does he not know to avoid the bearskin rug that wants to bite him? Movie has time for this. Weird. On this contract, it says they live in Entralia County, in the state of Capital, which sounds stupid and made up, but whatever. Onward to the middle of the contract, where it says they live in the state of Entralia, and the county of Glutes? The filled in the blanks of this contract, Mad Libs? A moment ago, Thing was here, but now he's here. This can only mean one thing. Consistency issues? No, this is one of those specialty houses with the cat passageways from floor to floor, but for a hand. And I demand to see it!
Let's keep it.
This movie is so disturbing. All these cobwebs are just granny hairs shedding, and once you see it that way, there's no recovering.
He coughs up blood.
Not like he used to.
What's the joke again? That Gomez used to cough up more blood in the past? And the fact that he coughs up less blood is concerning? Sure, it falls in line with the bad equals good nature of the jokes, but even this is a stretch. And if the amount of blood that he coughs up concerns you, why didn't you say that in the first place? Is Tully trying to find the secret passage? From his sneaky sneak angle, he clearly saw Gomez pull the black book. Punny joke, but why would anyone own a book that does this? In case your rare guests find it and open it? You can tell a lot about a person based on the art on their walls. This tells us Tully is prone to wistful daydreaming and fears loneliness. This piece tells us Tully fears feminine odors but endorses the progression and acceptance of womanspreading in public areas.
Gordon and I enjoy a very special relationship.
Ew.
Festa.
This revelation would make more sense if Fester looked like the painting that Tully saw just hours ago.
No problem. They'll think he's Festa.
Who is he talking to? Oh, okay. So does everyone in this movie possess some strange superhuman power? Poof! She gone. How many people are they feeding with all this Chinese food?
Arian called Fester Addams.
Stop it.
Seems like the kind of thing that would be encouraged, but I'm kind of lost on what's good and bad in this household. Thing runs from the seance super fast to the door, and somehow everyone else from the seance is at the door when it's open.
He was found in Miami, tangled in a tuna net.
Why did Tully and the Cravens bother at all with the seance, if they were just gonna make up some story about finding him in Miami? If the Addams truly are morons, like Tully said, then they'd have accepted the story without going through all the seance stuff. You really should raise red flags with the Addams as well, but moving.
Cyanide. As if we'd run out.
What a bizarre thing to say. It's yet another reason for the screenwriters to throw in an Addams are super opposite joke. But it makes little sense that Morticia thinks he packed it because he was worried about them running out.
Screams in the night. It can only mean one thing.
He's home.
So Fester regularly screamed in the middle of the night when he was alive? How can one be terrified constantly if one knows the meaning behind the horror? Nothing should scare these people or get them to scream in terror, right? What the f***?
May I have the salt?
What do we say?
Now.
Yeah, but earlier you thanked Lurch for handing you your lunch before you went to school, implying a weird politeness. This is why I'm having trouble with this movie's internal logic.
What game? It's called... Is There a God?
Okay, one thing this movie does deserve at least 3 sins off for is the performers in this movie giving it their all. Christina Ricci is hilarious in this movie, and Raul Julia and Angelica Houston are incredible. Christopher Lloyd adds yet another memorable character to his resume. Even if sometimes the movie isn't on its A game, they always are. There's a lost art to pretending you're not in on the joke, and they have it down cold. The Phantom of the Opera is there inside my mind.
11. 2, 10, 11. Eyes, fingers, toes.
I am certain that's the joke, but 11 toes? Look, just to make things congruent, you want a toe? I can get you a toe. Believe me. There are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it? Believe me. Hell, I can get you a toe by 3 o'clock this afternoon, with nail polish. Gomez and Fester watch a home movie where they apparently are up to no good with some dynamite, but then the film inexplicably changes to a debutante ball. If they got these home movies professionally edited, why did they cut out the best part of the dynamite section?
You forgot our secret password?
You know, this might have gone a lot smoother if they just told the truth and said Fester had amnesia and needed to see familiar things to jog his memory. But that's what happens when morons try to outsmart other morons. Holy shit, can't they give Lurch a bigger room? That dude is like 12 feet tall. This also might be one of the best director cameos ever. Whoever decided that more than 30 ear-piercing train whistles needed to be drawn out over 2 solid minutes of screen time needs to be thrown from a train. Add 30 sins, 1 for each train whistle. Why would Fester be sent through the Pugsley chute after picking the wrong chain for the super happy fun slot? Why are these things connected? I must know!
Sic gorgiamus allos subjectatus nunc. We gladly feast on those who would subdue us.
Part of me loves this credo and wants it to be displayed and framed above my toilet, but something tells me the translation is a little less about feasting on those who would subdue us and a little more about big toes and growling. We can wonder how this person died, or this person, but I'm more concerned about this ball sack skewered by a ball sack pierced by another ball sack.
Of course I tried. I still can't find it.
You know where the treasure is, you just don't know how to get back down to the vault to steal it.
Was that for your brother? I don't think so.
This is funny, but I'm still wondering how all these death games the children play with each other actually work. The movie comes up just short of showing them, probably with good reason, but do these kids have some sort of miraculous healing and regeneration powers when they go too far?
It's a very common psychosis. I'm seeing it every day.
Lucky doctor.
I know the 1991 Best Actress Oscar is basically Jodie Foster's to lose, but why couldn't Angelica Houston have been nominated? I agree Susan Sarandon, Gina Davis, and Laura Dern should have been nominated, but could we have removed Bette Midler for The Boys? I never saw that movie, but Angelica Houston deserved a nomination, right? Maybe supporting actress? Maybe you remove Juliette Lewis from Cape Fear? I don't know. Seems like this is one of the best performances of the year and it got screwed. Sin for the Oscars. In this long shot of the Addams house, I'm wondering, where's the gate? In fact, where's everything that we saw when Tully was caught in the gate? There's no street and nothing but yard.
But Wednesday brought in this picture. Calpurnia Addams.
The school teachers usually display drawings they are concerned about on the wall, and why wouldn't she count as a hero?
They say she danced naked in the town square and enslaved a minister.
The Addams family predicts major plot points for Preacher's Daughters. Holy shit, it's that kid from Jurassic Park who is super disrespectful to Dr. Grant and nearly gets cut up by the raptor claw. I guess he was typecast as kid who constantly gets embarrassed by adults back in the early 90s. Anyway, here's another sin for that kid in Jurassic Park. What a dick. Actor's probably an okay dude, though.
How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge.
Man, I guess Shakespeare is so boring to some people that watching 2 kids perform it flawlessly still doesn't amuse them. This is one of those things in movies where, yes, we get it, the Addams are a weird family, but this is clearly entertaining and is not worth the sullen looks on these people's faces.
Don't stare. Just get me out.
For someone being eaten alive by thorny vines, I'd say she's underacting a bit, which is a surprise for someone we know can overact. Skip. Here's a sin for Too Legit to Quit. which is currently playing in Cousin It's comically small vehicle. In fact, this whole movie's soundtrack is MC Hammer, which everyone should have known back in 1991 was the first chapter of how to make your movie dated hard in just a year.
Gonna be easy. There are people everywhere.
Sure, they thought they were alone, but why are they once again talking about the plan to each other? The plan is simple and doesn't need rehashing at this point, right? Sure, there could be multiple chutes around this house, but the last time we saw one of these, the Pugsley chute was on the left. I'm also beginning to wonder what these chutes are for. Is Wednesday the only person allowed to go down this chute? Or is it for laundry or trash? Nobody knows. Also, why is Wednesday running out in the open instead of just going back into the house and telling her parents about what she heard? How the f*** did Fester get here so fast? Wednesday went through the chute and he saw her in the graveyard from the top floor of the house.
Everyone, your attention, please.
The bad thing about an extra with an extravagant red wig is that you can spot her easily in the background while she's also in the foreground. I guess I have my RHM post for Imager all lined up for next week.
We dance the mamushka for Jack the Ripper.
Jesus Christ, are you telling me there's more dancing? Oh well, still better than Dark Shadows. Look, I know Not Fester has settled into the Addams family and has started to appreciate their lifestyle and customs and but how the f*** does he know this dance? Just because he's accepted them and the feeling is mutual doesn't mean he suddenly knows he didn't before. Freeze frame fun! While Not Fester passes for regular Not Fester, I'm not too sure Not Gomez passes for regular Gomez. Ah, the things they didn't think anyone would see or care about back in 1991. As this dance comes to an end, I find it fitting to reflect, look inward, and point out that this took up to 2 full minutes of the movie.
We've been married for almost 20 years.
Nuclear skip.
Say it, Gordon. Make me believe it.
I love you.
Pause! Quick, distract me from the possibility that these two are about to kiss.
And I want money.
Oh, thank God. This is for making me wonder something so horrible. Didn't Gomez tell Lurch to check the bottomless pit?
Lurch, check out the bottomless pit.
Or is that how they refer to a Volkswagen Beetle? Ah, behold the awesomeness of those 1991 special effects. Terminator 2 did come out this year, right?
This is a restraining order.
I guess it's a good thing for Tully that Wednesday wandered off so far from the house that the entire Addams family was off the grounds when he put this plan in motion, because even with a restraining order from the judge neighbor, there is no way he could have done this without cops, which aren't here for some reason.
Therefore, it is with no small amount of personal satisfaction.
Yeah, is having your disgruntled neighbor as a judge legal in this sense? I mean, we know miscarriages of justice happen all the time, but this is a clear case where a judge should be forced to recuse himself from a matter personal to him.
I believe these are yours.
As a judge, why couldn't you get Gomez to stop hitting golf balls at your house in the first fucking place? What a goddamn crock. Also, now we take a vote. Was this character a judge, an angry neighbor, an auctioneer, a supporter of children in the arts, or a blood-loving psycho? Answer, yes. I have a feeling that this shot where Lurch drinks the cyanide has ulterior motives, but I can't put my finger on what. I'm beginning to think the whole lock the Addams family out of their own house part of the plot was just to advertise Tombstone Pizza and Girl Scout cookies. Oh, and look, it's the girl who played Misty in Hatchet. The prerequisite for a snack bar operator is a car, phone, and a good driving record? What about an ability to stock snacks and make exact change without having to count on your fingers? And what's with this ad for a television engineer that must be armed? What the hell kind of newspaper is this? Hand job. Also, absolutely 0 people are freaked out by a disembodied hand carrying a wagon. And could we not have seen the interview process? How the f does a hand get an interview? Oh.
Voodoo witch doctors here in the United States.
This movie is 95 minutes, not including credits. And here we are 15 minutes before the end of the movie, and Gomez is watching the Sally Jesse Raphael show. They really crammed that Addams family does normal human things part into this movie, didn't they? But they had time for 100 dance sequences.
Hello, Sally.
Mr. Addams, please stop calling. We do not know where they meet.
Did they not have call screeners for this show? Also, why did Gomez keep calling to ask the same question if they kept saying they didn't know? I'm all for artistic expression, but what is it with this piece of artwork? And why is it in every room in this movie? This motel spelled kitchens with 2 eyes. And this is where the internet was born. Why is Thing running down the street in busy traffic? He does know about sidewalks and shit, right? How does Thing have such perfect skin? Where are the cracked nails, calluses, and hangnails?
Morticia in danger.
Is she, though? Tully and the Cravens were putting her on the rack and stretching her out, which according to this movie's bylaws means she is enjoying it and is in absolutely no danger. Also, after this, it looks like the Cravens will decide to burn Morticia, but they had to do this stretching thing first, I guess, because they needed to give Thing time to get back and warn Gomez.
Leather straps, red hot pokers.
Later, my dearest. best.
Movie accidentally inspires Twilight and its S&M counterpart known as 50 Shades of Grey. I still don't know why the Addams have books that contain things promised by the title, but they serve as perfectly good ex machinas, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's something wrong with that. Also, if this is supposedly a hurricane, where's the water? Hurricane winds and none of the swords are coming off the wall to join the climactic death swirl? The lightning is going to give Fester his memory back, and he was Fester all along, and this is a possibility the movie hasn't even hinted at until the last 2 minutes. This whole ending is wrapped up in a tidy little bow. Oh, you. If it's Halloween, then Lurch just looks like he's in a good costume, right? And it's not like he's that scary. Go yourself with this. Sorry, I'm so angry, but
Oh no, children, you have to dig. That's half the fun.
it is not.
Who is that boring person?
A message from the CinemaSins universe. Hey, did you know that we here at CinemaSins have a podcast?
I did not know that.
It's true. It's called Sincast, and we've been doing it since all the way back in 2015. Seriously.
Excuse me. Exactly how long have I been asleep?
But since you're currently on YouTube, you may prefer to listen to stuff here, right?
You're goddamn right.
For that reason, we're debuting the official Sincast YouTube channel. Yes! You'll be able to listen to sober movie analysis.
This movie does have so many good moments that I do think ultimately it'll be easy for most people to overlook the stuff that doesn't work quite as well.
In-depth dives into a variety of cinematic topics.
No, this movie is absurd. It's my type of absurd, though.
Interviews with amazing guests.
Something in me said, just shut up. And Miss Lansbury said, oh, I couldn't. Well, all right. And she sang the first couple of lines, a cappella, and the place went wild.
And much, much more.
Yeah, it wasn't until I watched you in bed at the hospital that he finally gets the girl at the end.
I want a whole list of alternative titles.
We'll be adding new episodes weekly, and we'll be uploading our backlog of episodes that have been previously published. So, subscribe today, and we hope you enjoy listening as much as we love talking.
That's what I sound like. See the way the handle on those pruning shears matches her gardening clogs?
What is this?
Super fun happy side!
88 miles per hour! Because I'm going to say, please.